life finally starts working. The relationship feels stable. The job is going well. Your mind feels quieter. And then something inside you shifts. You pull away. You procrastinate. You create conflict. You miss deadlines. You say things you shouldn't, not because you want to fail, but because success feels unsafe. Today, we are going to explore why people sabotage their own lives precisely when things start getting better. Most people believe self-sabotage comes from low self-esteem. They think people ruin good things because they don't feel worthy. This is incomplete. Self-sabotage is not driven by self-hatred. It is driven by nervous system conditioning. People don't sabotage when life is already painful. They sabotage when life becomes unfamiliar. When chaos disappears, when calm arrives, when success appears, the mind does not trust what it has not survived before. So it brings back what it knows, not because it wants pain, but because pain feels predictable. The nervous system does not seek happiness. It seeks familiarity. Whatever emotional state you lived inside for the longest time becomes your baseline. If your childhood was chaotic, your baseline is chaos. If your relationships were unstable, your baseline is instability. If your life was full of disappointment, your baseline is disappointment. So when something good happens, your nervous system does not register it as safety. It registers it as threat. Because unfamiliar states feel dangerous. Pain is known. Success is unknown. And the nervous system always prefers familiar suffering over unfamiliar stability. When life improves, something subtle happens inside the body. Your guard drops. Your vigilance relaxes. Your survival identity weakens. And that feels dangerous. Because your mind learned to survive by staying tense. By anticipating loss. By expecting disappointment. So when success appears, the nervous system sends warning signals. Anxiety, restlessness, irritation, the urge to create problems. These signals are not random. They are protective. Your mind is trying to keep you inside the emotional territory. It knows how to survive. When there is no external chaos, the mind creates internal chaos. It picks fights. It replays old arguments. It invents doubts. It searches for flaws, not because something is wrong, but because stillness feels unsafe. The mind would rather deal with a known problem than sit inside unfamiliar peace. So it creates something to fix, something to fight, something to feel intense about, because intensity feels alive. Calm feels empty. The nervous system can become addicted to stress, adrenaline, cortisol, dopamine spikes. These chemicals create a sense of urgency and aliveness. When life becomes stable, those chemicals disappear, and calm begins to feel numb. This is not peace. This is withdrawal. The body is detoxing from chaos. So people mistake withdrawal for something being wrong with their life. They say, "I'm bored. I feel disconnected. I feel nothing." They are not bored. They are recalibrating. For many people, their identity is built around struggle. They are the survivor, the fighter, the one who endures. Pain gave their life meaning. It made them feel strong, necessary, special. So when success arrives, their identity collapses. Who are you when you are no longer struggling? Who are you when life is no longer hard? This creates existential anxiety. So the mind brings struggle back, not because it hates success, but because it does not know who it is without pain. This is why people ruin healthy relationships. When someone treats them with consistency, they feel restless. They miss emotional spikes. They provoke conflict. They test loyalty. They create distance, not consciously, but unconsciously. They are trying to recreate emotional intensity. Stability feels dull. Chaos feels passionate. So they destroy what is safe to return to what feels familiar. Another hidden driver of sabotage is guilt. Some people feel disloyal when their life improves. They feel like they are leaving people behind. They feel like they are betraying their old identity. They feel like they don't deserve to outgrow their past, so they unconsciously return to suffering. Not because they want pain, but because they want to remain loyal to who they used to be. Success removes distraction. When life becomes quiet, everything you avoided comes forward. Unprocessed grief, old shame, suppressed anger. So success feels dangerous. Not because it is bad, but because it exposes wounds that chaos kept hidden. So the mind brings chaos back to cover those wounds again. Self-sabotage is not stupidity. It is not weakness. It is a protective strategy. Your mind is trying to protect your emotional baseline, your identity, your sense of control. Your survival logic, not with wisdom, but with outdated logic. It is using yesterday's rules to navigate today's reality. If you sabotage your own life, it does not mean something is wrong with you. It means your nervous system has not learned safety yet. It means your identity is still built around survival. This is conditioning, not personality, and it can be unlearned. For many people, suffering is not just an experience. It becomes an identity. They are the survivor, the one who endures, the one who keeps going no matter what. Pain becomes proof of strength. Over time, their entire self-image forms around struggle. They don't just suffer. They are the sufferer. So when success arrives, something inside collapses. Not because success is bad, but because it removes the story they used to define themselves. Without pain, who are you? Without struggle, what gives your life meaning? This question creates silent panic. So the mind unconsciously brings suffering back. Not to hurt itself, but to protect identity. Another hidden driver of sabotage is loyalty to the past. Some people feel guilty when their life improves. They feel like they are leaving people behind. They feel like they are betraying their old identity. They feel like they don't deserve to become someone else. So they unconsciously shrink themselves again. They return to familiar limits, not because they want pain, but because growth feels like abandonment of who they used to be. Healthy relationships feel strange to people raised in chaos. There are no emotional spikes, no dramatic arguments, no instability. So the nervous system feels understimulated. It mistakes calm for lack of love. It confuses intensity with intimacy. So people sabotage stable partners to recreate emotional chaos. Not because they prefer toxic relationships, but because their nervous system does not recognize stability as connection. For some people, success creates inner conflict. They consciously want good things, but unconsciously believe they don't deserve them. So when success arrives, shame surfaces. Guilt surfaces, they feel exposed, so they sabotage. Not because they hate success, but because success threatens their negative self-image. Many people understand their patterns. They know they self-sabotage. They know why they do it. And they still do it. Because insight does not retrain the nervous system. Awareness shows you the pattern. But integration changes it. You cannot think your way out of a conditioned emotional response. The body must learn safety. There is a transitional phase between chaos and stability, and most people fail here. Because this phase feels worse than suffering. You are no longer distracted by chaos, but not yet comforted by calm. You feel bored, restless, disconnected, so you go back to pain. Not because peace didn't work, but because you left too early. Self-sabotage is not stupidity. It is not weakness. It is a protective strategy. Your mind is trying to protect your emotional baseline, your identity, your sense of control. Your survival logic, not with wisdom, but with outdated logic. It is using yesterday's rules to navigate today's reality. Success is not a mindset shift. It is a nervous system shift. The body must learn that good things are not dangerous. This takes time. This takes repetition. This takes gentleness. You do not force success. You allow it. You train your system to tolerate peace. Boredom is not the enemy. It is a healing signal. It means your nervous system is no longer in survival mode. It means stress hormones are dropping. But boredom feels unbearable to someone addicted to chaos. So they escape it. But if they stayed, boredom would turn into peace. You do not sabotage your life because you hate yourself. You sabotage your life because your nervous system does not trust safety yet. Success threatens your old identity. Peace threatens your emotional baseline. So the mind brings chaos back, not to hurt you, but to protect what it believes kept you alive. If this video helped you understand why you ruin good things when life starts getting better, you may want to stay here. This channel is not about motivation or surface-level self-help. It is about understanding the mind with patience, depth, and honesty. If this way of exploring psychology resonates with you, you can support the work by liking the video, sharing your thoughts in the comments, or subscribing for future explorations. Take your time. You don't sabotage success because you hate yourself. You sabotage it because your nervous system has not learned safety yet.